Let
How
me
have you
shout
been?
out. Yep. Let me shout out a couple of members in here. We have who Mr. Man. What's up, my friend? Long time no see. Great to have you here. Daga DT, of course. What's up, my friend? Mike M. What's up? Stock Scalping. What's up, brother? And One Way. What's up, my friend? By the way, great, fantastic suggestion you gave me there. Fantastic for nights. Just so you guys know, I had a lot of cough and stuff. I'm still working out of it, but One Way suggested doing some Vic Vaporub or something like that right before bedtime and work like a charm. So shout out to you, my friend. Thank you for that suggestion. Alex, how was your morning? Are you long? Are you short? I just bought
I'm
Bitcoin.
no way.
Yeah, I did.
You're a star, man. You're a star.
And I guess you're shorting it.
No, I'm not shorting it. I didn't buy anything on this dip. I'm just waiting for confirmation. We'll see if we do get it, but Bitcoin trying to push right now, then the market seems to have recovered. So, I mean, I'm getting to the point where I don't trust the orange man anymore, bro. This guy's just a loose fucking idiot, man. He fucking up everybody. So at in that case, I just try to I have a lot of hodl bags that um I have a lot of Bitcoin, so I'm happy about my Bitcoin position. I did buy like sub 20,000, so that's doing great, but my altcoins look like complete dog shit. They get good and then they go bad. They get good, then I'm like, how much shakeout are we supposed to endure here? This is because it's getting ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's like over and over and over again, and it's like it's frustrating,
It
because
is.
obviously
Yes.
we just want it to go up, but you look at anything as a Bitcoin pair, and it's just like it's just dead, man. It's dead. Total three trying to make a higher low, a bunch of stuff going on in the market. But right now we've swept total three. So total three swept a significant low, and we can look at stuff like that. But right now it's like for me, it's like hold your horses, be patient. I think because with this market, the S&P didn't even crash. I think it's Tesla today with the automated driving cars. I think they launched them today, the robotaxi.
Right.
So I think that's going to be propping up the market today. You can see Tesla's up 10% today, flying, absolutely
Oh,
flying.
nice.
So, uh, yeah, lots of volatility, very choppy. Price action is all over the place. So I think the best thing you can do is protect yourself. What are you thinking?
All right, so I'm thinking, let me just bring a buddy of us today that was having a little bit of an issue while looking for a simple strategy to join. So I'm tagging him because I promised him that we're going to be going to 101 how to get into a trade and how to make trading easy. In the meantime, he joins. I believe that this is what we've been talking about. And I do have a 14-minute video if you guys want to see it. We looked at it at the plus class, but also I want to show you it here. If you guys are up for it, give me a thumbs up. If not, it's a fantastic video that talks about when is the best time to buy, and also the three scenarios. Who bought the worst case scenario, who always bought the best case scenario, and who DCA'd the market. Guess who make a better entry? By the way, also, all right, let's watch that. All right, perfect. So let me just bring it up. Let me find it because that is going to be take me a little bit time. So the
In the
point
meantime,
is,
while he
yep,
finds
let's
it,
go.
I can go over the trading day if
That'd
you
be
want.
fantastic. Yes, please.
Yeah. So we have a gigantic orb this morning. Looking at Biddy, Biddy came down. I got stopped out once, and I got long here. So I got long here, and I got stopped out here. So this morning, you have your double bearish divergence here, your mitigation of the low, the continuation down, and then you had a big SFP. Now, not the easiest, but I got stopped out here trying to get long on the VWAP right in here. So I got stopped out here, and then we blasted through the VWAP, and I got long here and took it up to the highs into our mega resistance zone. Now, I guess I do have to brag a little bit, but I did give the pink box. Okay, so the pink box, whenever I put a pink box on the chart, I highly suggest you mark it out. But we did come down bullish divergence into the pink box on the weekend. I warned everybody here, approaching pink box, and then we got the pink box sweep, and off you go. Which is, this was a key level that I found myself with retesting previous highs. Golden pocket ratio, also a volume level as well. So a lot of things here that I was.
So this is an emergency video.
Bounce direction. This was kind of my be all end all. If you get acceptance below 97, you're going to 93. Okay, we got another pink box down here from 93.9 all the way down to 93.3. So we do not want to lose this area because then we would be acceptance to much lower prices. Now we did bounce, and OC is buying Bitcoin. I'm long right now off of this low VWAP here.
So this is an emergency video.
Right now, up a couple $100, looking for continuation back up to the highs into the top of the orb. Okay, so we got a higher low, continuation, looking for a push within here, looking at how the price happened today. Really, we're looking for a retest of previous highs for continuation, right? So you break out, you retest, you continue. You also have VWAP and VWAP coming in right here. Okay, so I bought this a couple times, take profit early, stop loss to entry. Just looking to continue and get above 102.4. Okay, 102.4, if we zoom out and we just look at this chart generally, right? We are, in my opinion, we are range bound now between 97, okay, which we tapped, the pink box, right? The pink box and the lows of this range. So we are really range bound within here. If we pull volume within, you can see there's a nice gap in here. Okay, you can see the big gap over in here, which suggests that we chop about in this area. Okay, so we could fill up the volume within this area, or we could fill this one out here and get acceptance back into the highs. So for me, it's if this then that, right? So we've defended the high here. We've defended the volume shelf here. We have bounced nicely. Now I would look for acceptance back above into this range if we get it, and then I would look for rotation to the top of the range, but not until then. Until then, right? Until we get acceptance above, I will treat it as such. I will treat it as a range, meaning I will sell up at the highs and I will buy down at the lows. Okay, so right now we're trying to attempt to break out, which is good. I was actually impressed over the weekend. If we look at I guess we were looking at total 3. So total 3, like I said, looks like shit. We lost this low here. Okay, so rolling over, but we are recovering right now. So we could recover here in the short-term time frames, but we lost this low, which kind of, for me, that's a break of structure. So we could look for continuation down if we do not bounce from here. When we look at the NASDAQ over the weekend and what we had, really it's quite impressive to see that over the weekend we had all that scariness, right? And we dropped, boom, big drop, right? And then we recovered overnight into this morning. Then we had a big SFP this morning, and then up we went. Okay, and this I think is a lot to do with Tesla and the rest of the market. Same with the S&P. The S&P actually opened up pretty even this morning and has moved up only. Okay, so I guess they don't care about wartime stuff. Then the dollar has fallen off a cliff, which is also a great sign, okay, of bullishness. However, when we look at Bitcoin and what we were just talking about, Bitcoin hasn't pushed through that resistance just yet. If we push above 102, then I would look for that continuation trade off of the orb, and off we go. Big orb today, so for me, it's understanding we could just chop within here today, trying to put in higher prices. I am concerned that we have left this big gap down below here for liquidity for us to come and take. Okay, we've only tapped this low. We haven't even tapped these lows here. So are we going to get, some sort of fake out and then roll over? Then we go. Bitcoin, it will come back before it goes up, right? So just be prepared for that. Keep your eyes open for the rest of the day. I'm just looking to rotate within here. So either we're getting short right now. Looks like we're a little bit overextended, bearish divergence. However, the trend is up out of here. So I would look for a retracement. The retracement that I am looking for, I do believe is, no, there's a resistance. There's a retracement. So looking for a dip of the toes down below 99,650 if we get it. Okay, if we get it. Because we have that psychological $100,000 here. Okay, but that's where I would look for a potential bounce and continuation out if we get that too. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. What are you looking at? Oh, see, we're going to watch a video.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at video, guys. I just want to remind you, this video is to take away a couple of things. First, it is what happens throughout fear. How does the market react? So that's why I'm long, right? Not long. I bought Bitcoin, which is different than long, right? And by the way, Alex, loved your analysis. I think we are right on the same spot. Maybe different entry areas, but right on the same thought, right? Looking for that maybe entry possibility. Next, what is the strategy that brings out the most profit throughout throughout the dot-com bubble, right? Throughout crashes of the market. Remember, this is for the long run, right? This is not just for tomorrow. And then also, basically, how to get about or when to take those entries. Remember, if you don't want to miss the best days, and the best days is usually right after the worst day. All right, so let's go over. And I'm saying this because right now we either hit the worst case scenario, which is, all right, Iran, it does not have enough of a power to came back, and he sits at negotiation. If he sits at negotiation, the worst day was yesterday. So today should be the best day, right? Just so we know. That's why we should be already having a stop to an entry, all right? And then if Iran says, we are going to be retaliating, well, worse is yet to come. So that's why we have a stop loss, so we can take our money back without a loss. And then we insert it back on the next worst case scenario. After the worst case scenario, all right? So we're always trying to hunt that best possible day, which comes usually right after the worst day. Because we're not talking about the war itself. We're talking about uncertainty, and that is a takeaway, all right? Once uncertainty is gone, the volatility is gone, all right? And remember, right now, the uncertainty, is Iran going to retaliate, one? And two, is he going to cut out the oil aqueduct that goes through the peninsula, I believe, of, what is that peninsula called? I don't quite remember. But one of the most important oil aqueducts.
Oil distributions, yeah.
Yep. So those are the uncertainty points right now. As we get clearance, when we know what's going to happen, good or bad.
Strait of Hormuz.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. That's the one. As long as we know what's going to happen, good or bad, that doesn't matter. Markets are going to bounce back up, right? Let's watch the video without further ado. And I need to, by the way, I need to cut the recording. If you're from YouTube, come watch the replay on this channel so you can see the full video. This is from, just so you know, Andrew Jiki. You can also go check him out. So here's the video that we're going to be watching. Guys, I'll see you back in a little bit if you're on YouTube.
I never touch unless I have to, right? Or there's like the best opportunity in the world, right? That's for my family. That's for my wife. That's for my mental, right? So I think that's the first thing you always have to do. as anybody, is build a safety net. Once you have a safety net, then it's trying to invest as much as you can over time, right? I think, and that looks differently for everybody. I think you should try to invest at least 30% of your income, as much as possible. For me, I will save it and I'll do it in a tax-free savings account in Canada. So I'll use that to my advantage. I can buy Bitcoin ETF in Canada, so I do that. But it's always like, how do I allocate for that compound interest over time, right? And slowly but surely, like I hold some NASDAQ, some tech stocks, some Tesla, some things that I plan on holding for a while, right? And then I have those things that, are flips, right? Altcoins, yada, 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 right? And if I can flip, that's great. If not, a little bit more risky, some things are not. But it's like always having balance. I think that's so important. And like they say, you're not timing the market, it's time in the market. I'm lucky. Like I got into crypto in the bear market and I was able to buy at 20,000, and like that's I'll never sell that Bitcoin, I don't think. You know what I mean? That's for my family. That's for myself. I think, we all have a Bitcoin each, and I'm very grateful that I was able to have the conviction to buy back then, right? I was new to crypto still. I was like 6 months into crypto, and I bought at 20K, right? I backed up the truck, and I was like, okay, from what I've learned, this is a good area, and it's paid off, right? Sometimes you got to put on some risk, which I did, but it's always time. The only reason why I don't get, get nervous when things drop anymore is because I'm 80% Bitcoin, right? So my altcoins, some of them look ugly, right? Sui looks okay, Render looks okay, but most of it looks like shit right now. But the play is quarter 1, quarter 4, quarter 1, looking to sell and get out, right? Depending on where the price is, right? And that's the plan. I'll stick to the plan until the plan's finished, right? And I think that's the important thing, is to always have an actual plan. A lot of people come in and they don't have any idea. They're just throwing money at the wall and hoping it sticks, right? And that's it's never gonna pan out really well, in my opinion. That's always gonna put yourself at a disadvantage, especially in a market that's very punishing, right? So patience, waiting for opportunities, right? Like, don't listen to these people buy the dip. They're just saying it, right? I think that's going to get you in trouble. I think timing it, using tools, using DCA planning strategies, using the oscillator. What is the one we got? MVP? Is it MVP? OC?
Yeah, MVP. Yes.
I mean, MVP on the daily. You
MVP
buy that when it's green? On the weekly.
Daily and weekly. I use both in combination, but yes.
Right? That thing's incredible for calling bottoms, man. So, I mean, pick your poison, right? And stick to a plan, right? Otherwise, you plan to fail. That's kind of where I'm at. For me, I'm lucky. Like I said, I'm lucky I bought down there, but I'm also, I also used my TA and used my brain, and I've held, right? I haven't sold, right? And I don't plan on selling. So it's having that plan. With the altcoins too, it's the same thing. Having key levels. I've gone through all of my charts. I hold like 7 altcoins, right? But I have take profit levels with alerts on all of those charts, right? And I plan to ladder out of those if I get the chance to, right? If not, I plan to sell if I have the signals telling me that Bitcoin has topped, which I don't believe we have. If Bitcoin has topped and we're going into a bear market, I'll sell at a loss. I'll be okay with that, right?
Absolutely.
So it's having that plan.
Yeah. So I think, and let's do a recap. Here is the secret to becoming a millionaire, I would say, right? So if you're on YouTube, I'm going to pause it. You need to come to classes to get the secret, all right?